I knew she was trouble the first time I saw her. She wore danger like a perfume. It was simply part of her being, and it attracted me, like light attracts the moth people. I wanted to be the microphone as she whispers her melodies, or the pillow she rests her feet on while reading some cheap romance. I wanted to be her nightdress, barely touching, barely covering her marble skin. But I was a cop, and a lifetime wouldn't be enough to rid myself of what a woman like her hides under her makeup. Keep your distance, Sonny. Just keep your distance.
Hey, chicken.
Don't be creepy.
I'm going for the exit.
Whoa.
Gee, that is a unique picture, and kind of daring. I admit I've never seen anything quite like it before.
Yes, I admit it's a little daring. I keep it. It evokes good memories. A precious old friend of mine. A most wonderful artist.
He's got an eye, that's for sure, considering his model.
Was that supposed to be some kind of compliment?
I don't know. I don't compliment often. Not on purpose, anyway.
Oh, you're funny.
Headbutt.
Yep. And there's a mirror over there.
But you spend a lot of your time staring into the mirror. Do you even recognize yourself?
Maybe you were trying to be rude, but, you know, that's a very good question.
I was just trying to be rude.
Oh, really? Well, then I'm sorry.
Don't mention it.
Alright. I guess.
You got a beautiful place here, Natasha. A peaceful little island on the ocean of madness, with very classy furniture.
Peaceful little island on the ocean of madness.
Mm-hmm.
Ibn likes me surrounded by elegant things, you know?
That'd be alright except for the sign across the way, which would be
Yeah.
very annoying.
You're an elegant thing yourself, sweetheart.
Oh, that's charming. Thank you, detective.
Okay, I guess if there's nothing else in this room to look at, it's time to talk to her, because got all the way up here.
This woman's aware of her charm, and she knows how to use it. A rare and dangerous combination.
How do you like your bourbon, Mr. Featherland?
In a glass. Thanks, I had a couple before I came. I feel like this may be a long night.
I hope it doesn't bother you if I have one myself.
I get offended if women don't drink in my company.
Oh, you are a funny guy.
So I've been told. Anyway, lovely room.
Yes. Look, Mr. Featherland.
It's sunny. Saves us a lot of time.
Okay, Sonny.
So, why am I here?
You know, men tend to babble in my presence.
It must be exhausting.
It is. But you're not the type to beat around the bush.
Is it too banal if I tell you it's an occupational hazard?
Terribly.
So can I start the unpleasant questions?
I've asked you here so you can do what you do best.
Really? I thought you asked because you wanted me to investigate for you. But if you...
You do have a sense of humor. How reassuring.
Only if I'm a bit hungover. That's usually quite common.
Oh, please drop the act about being the alcoholic, heartbroken ex-cop, Sonny. It would undoubtedly suit you, but I've seen you scanning my room. From the second you set foot in here, you started working, and everything I say gets sorted in your brain. Am I right?
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, it's something like that.
Well then, Sonny, come at me.
Oh, that's something I don't hear often. With pleasure.
Okay. So we got some information up there.
Alright, question. Yeah. Yeah, they're green eyes. Employer.
Mhm.
Currently the girlfriend.
And she owns the club. We know that part.
Singing sensation of the millions.
Yeah, we know that part.
And it's a mysterious woman indeed and seems dangerous too. But she's undoubtedly in serious trouble. The question is she the source of the problem or is it someone else? We're more or less caught up here. Okay.
Natasha is a confident woman. I can exploit that. But I must be careful. Every part of her oozes danger.
Oozes. Well, we're already starting in the middle, so that's a good start.
That was a remarkable performance.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do you perform here frequently? You're also the owner, if I'm not mistaken.
Sadly, I don't have the time, but the stage still calls my name, and I perform just a few times a year, and always with a new song.
So that was all the excitement.
I have many admirers, if that's what you mean. Yes.
Alright, so we know she's confident and mysterious.
Well, the picture on the wall is quite daring. This place is elegant, and so is your room.
Well, I would say
Daring?
I would say daring because it's plays up our confidence there.
Quite daring.
Only if you knew how old I was at the time.
Okay.
I think I'm on a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be shy. Ask me.
All right. How old were you?
Did you really believe I'd tell you?
You're quite a player, aren't you?
Life is anything but a game, detective.
You tell me.
That was actually a bonus though, so that's good.
Alright. I've been Wessler. You think one of your admirers might be under threats?
Hmm.
I'm leaning on this one.
Yeah, why don't I try that?
Do you think one of your admirers might be behind the threats?
Those who admire me usually idolize me. No, I don't think it's one of them.
You know, the soul of an animal is extremely complicated. Sometimes all it takes is a bad look or some small rejection to turn admiration into hate.
That's a stillborn theory. No one hates me if they once loved me, Mr. Detective.
Ah, I see.
A stillborn theory. New
Oh.
impression. Cold.
She is also cold.
Any material evidence with the threats? Why Deborah? She's a nice girl, but why didn't you come to me? This whole case stinks. What are you trying to make me do? I don't think that's a good one.
No.
Maybe the Deborah one?
I would ask about Deborah, sure.
Why Deborah? She's a nice girl, but why didn't you come to me?
Didn't you ask her the same thing already?
I did, but I like to hear it from all sides.
Well, since this whole thing started, I admit I'm not too keen on leaving my home. When I do, it's only with an escort.
Ibn Wessler has nothing to do with this?
Ibn has everything to do with me. Almost everything. But I didn't want to upset him with this. He thinks I'm overreacting.
Deep behind the diamond skin lies the truth. It doesn't matter how hard Natasha's trying to hide it. She's scared. Now I must concentrate to finally find out what I want to know.
Well, I guess I have one thing to say.
Yep.
What was in those threats, exactly?
The message itself is not a threat. It's just a word.
But a word again and again is threatening.
Exactly.
So,
You really don't have any idea which word could be used for a woman like me?
Pussy.
I guess I do. Yes, I think I know what it could be.
Whore. Cat got your tongue? Am I right? You heard it. I said what you were thinking. And yes, that was in the message. That was printed on the paper and painted on my wall in giant red letters.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
Okay, suggest you lie low. What about Filmar? Is he here because of you? Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship? We go on another cat. No one's ever seen the culprit? Not even a shadow?
Well, the suggested Lila would go right against her confidence. She wouldn't do that. What about Fillmore? Is he here because of you? Dangerous relationship between you?
Anyway, I'm being distracted by a real life cat. Okay, as a potential Lilo, what about Fillmore? Is here because of you? Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you two? No one's ever seen the culprit, not even a shadow.
Boy, this is a difficult one, huh?
Well, Lilo doesn't play to her confidence.
No, the confidence definitely there.
Fillmar might be okay. Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you two? I feel like that's a little accusatory.
Yeah.
No one's ever seen the culprit, not even a shadow. Either 2 or 4, I would say.
Yeah.
Do 2.
What about Filmar?
It could be she got a backup plan.
Mr. Lowe helped me before, and yes, he was the first I approached.
You've managed to curb my enthusiasm a little.
Doesn't keeping 2 irons in the fire give me a better chance? But you don't have to worry. He didn't find anything. And he's not interested anymore, no matter how much I offer to pay him.
Why?
You'll have to ask him.
I think I'll do that.
Okay, that was like a small boost. So it's not a fan, it's not an inside job, please suspect, or a dark shadow from the past. Ex-lover, a husband, maybe?
Well, who do you suspect doesn't seem as accusing as this one? I guess.
Well, I mean, you have to also remember you're trying to find out what you want to know.
Inside was also suggested.
I think you gotta be a little more, you might have to be more direct with her now. Because who's the person that you would think to be, you know? I mean, actually, they both say that, don't they? It's just a question of, do you want to ask about...
Well, this one's just who do you suspect versus Dark Shadow from the past.
Yep.
And the other mystery voice. Goodbye, dragon.
Alright, good night.
So it's not a fan, not inside. I'm good.
So it's not a fan and not an inside job. Who do you suspect?
Aren't you supposed to know that?
Usually, yes. But I've got nothing to go on. And you don't have a hunch.
Maybe I do. But first, I want to know if you'll even accept my case.
I'm here, aren't I?
That's true, but I must know if I can trust you.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
I wish it was that simple.
Natasha is a mysterious woman, but I must gouge out at least one of her secrets. Enough games. It's time to know why I'm here.
Let's stop beating about the bush. How do you know Molly?
Let's stop beating about the bush. How do you know Molly?
I'm prepared for that question, but it's still not easy.
You knew very well that if you threw in the name of my wife, I'd come to you, no matter how vague and suspicious the case was. I just want to know if you're simply a manipulator, or you're really that desperate.
I really know her. I'm not lying.
Oh, really? How? Were you a nurse, too? Forgive me, but I don't think so.
Don't be rude and so cynical, Sonny.
I'm sorry, but that's me when feline claws are at my throat.
Molly is an old and good friend of mine. She has nothing to do with this, but I knew that if I didn't mention it to you, you wouldn't have come.
Yeah, Natasha, you're right there.
I knew you were a decent fowl, that you would help me. That's what you're famous for.
Don't go there. Flattery doesn't work.
Look, forgive me. I shouldn't have brought your wife into this.
You're right, you shouldn't have. But to be honest, I don't think she's my wife anymore. On paper she is, but I haven't seen her in years.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Really?
I did. I knew. I checked you out before I sent Deborah.
Cluck me. This case is getting more and more intriguing.
What do you want from me? Oh, you played me from the start, didn't you? Hmm. I don't really like either of these choices. What exactly do you want from me? I mean, it seems pretty obvious what she wants from me, right? But,
You played me from the start, didn't you?
It wasn't my intention.
I'm an old cock, Natasha. I've played too many of these games, and I've been on the losing side often enough.
So, you're going to walk away?
You're damn right. I don't know if it's worth it for me.
Look, Sonny, money's not an issue.
Oh yeah, your fawn had already mentioned that. But unfortunately, it'll be hard to spend all that dough when I'm dead.
Dead? Don't even say that.
Do you have a gun?
Me?
Of course you, Natasha. Do you have it on you?
Not at the moment.
Well, let me give you some advice. Keep it with you, always. Maybe in your purse.
You don't think they, whoever they are, would hurt me?
Don't be naive, Natasha.
You're right. I'll keep it with me.
I don't want to scare you, but 2 cops snooping around can mess something like this up, even if it's just 2 roosters.
You'll keep snooping? Thank you, Sonny.
Maybe you're getting yourself into even deeper trouble with me. Thank me when this is all over.
Well, there you go.
did all right.
Still a bit worried, but untarnished. Good work. A threat, or rather a threatening word in the message is simply whore. It's brief, but it's a lot regardless.
Just one more thing, Sonny.
Natasha?
Please, come to 37 Rochester Street in Flower Town tonight. I'd like to show you something that could be of a great help in your investigation.
I was afraid this was coming. Why there? Why not here and now?
It's something I keep hidden there. I won't take the risk of Ibn or one of his men seeing it.
Isn't Ibn too dangerous to keep secrets from?
Sonny, a woman is naked without her secrets.
Or in a picture on the wall.
I knew you would understand.
Oh yeah, I understand everything. So, when do we meet? The night is almost over.
I'll be there in an hour. Don't be early, and don't be too late.
Look, Natasha, you know...
Please, this is very important to me.
Sure, I get it. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Until later, Natasha.
Goodbye, Sonny.
What?
Key.
A key. Hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a key. Mm-hmm.
Trying very hard to change the subject when it comes to the threats. He obviously knows more than he's willing to tell. Natasha's afraid, and her fear is genuine, but she isn't telling me everything regardless, and I don't like it.
Yep. Anything on the next page? Oh, 2 of them.
So Natasha's invited me to her weekend house to show me something. In any other situation, I'd be glad about it. In this case, worried. And the threat, or rather the threatening word the message is sent to Nash is simply whore. It's brief, but says a lot regardless. So he had to write it in red and smudge it just...
Yeah, just to make sure you understand. I guess unless there's anything else under her name. Doesn't look...
Okay.
Looks like you have some information about your partner in there. Under people. Yeah, Mari's third one in. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, sure.
Well,
Weren't you supposed to be waiting in the car?
I was bored to tears, Sonny. I also thought maybe something happened to you.
You thought Natasha had eaten me alive, huh?
Well, who knows? You're such a fragile little thing.
I'm too old for this, Marty.
Then next time, leave the dangerous predators to me.
I didn't mean that, Marty. I meant you.
Oh.
You're too soft-hearted, that's what I'm gonna tell you.
So, have you talked to Natasha?
In fact, yes. She was, kind of mysterious.
I bet she was. You know, I've never abandoned a case before. Not voluntarily, anyway. But that woman...
You're, too old for this shit, huh?
As you say, pal.
That's exactly how I felt, too.
Before you leave, take this and examine it closely.
What is it?
The reason I've decided all of this is not worth it for me.
Wow, that sounds encouraging.
Take care of yourselves, guys. This case, maybe it goes deeper than you'd think.
Oh, that makes my feathers stand on end.
Ah, old croakers. You're safe while I'm here. Okay, didn't say anything.
Okay.
We stepped into it, didn't we?
It's like half a list or something.
Yeah. Can you...
Oh, it's furry.
Yep.
What kind of a list is this?
Exactly. I have no idea, but I don't even want to find out.
Those names, all top dogs. Maybe they play cards together.
Sure, that's very likely. Anyway, I pried this list out of a dead man's hand. Somebody dropped him outside the forest, a few miles from the Wessler residence.
I should have known she was keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets? She's the secret herself.
Thanks, Filmar. This could be important.
Don't thank me. Maybe I've just signed your death warrant.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, shut up, Marty.
Oh.
You could actually... I think you had asked for him, too.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm just drifting on my questions too far over.
Okay, so the clue, I think they had one extra clue for you. Just... Honestly, this just came up because I was browsing an online store one day and it was like, oh hey, did you see the trailer for this game? And I was like, yeah, why don't we check it out?
Words of my brother there. Yes. I reckon a few names on the list of film are shown in my hand, but all of them could be respected elite of Columbia. It could be a wedding. It could be a wedding roster, but I doubt it. Yeah, careful with the furry into Steam.
Yeah.
Anyway, list of important.
Yep. Let's see what we can ask him about. Quite a bit.
The truth is, Ibn's a dirty bastard, but he's likable. It must be his charisma that snared Natasha.
Maybe there's more to it than simple wild love.
Who knows? Animals commit the dirtiest of deeds for wild love.
Wow, look.
You've got a point.
Alright.
We stepped into it.
Well, you hope... well, you have a good night then. Yeah, we stepped into it, didn't we?
That's an understatement. All of these names,
Belong to the upper crust. Yeah, I noticed.
it's only some sex cult, if you're lucky.
Don't even go there, Mark.
Yeah, all right.
We'd only be so lucky.
Wonderful girl. Either I'm gonna kill her or I'm beginning to like her.
That's funny. I swear I've heard that before.
Huh, to be honest, me too.
Oh,
So, Natasha invited us to her weekend house.
That's either very good news or very bad news.
50%. That's not that bad, is it?
It's an admirable attitude.
Attitude, yeah, he's got that. Most of the time, I think that's all he's got.
Hey,
Who is this woman anyway? She's like Ibn Shadow. Nobody knows anything about her.
I don't know if she has anything to do with the case, but it's worth keeping an eye on her anyway.
More women, more trouble.
You already fantasizing?
Even the sight of young women make me tired. Anyway, most people say she's the rat's lover too. But next to Natasha, I doubt he'd want her. Anyway, the pussycat would have already torn her to shreds.
Could be.
all right,
Okay.
cool. So,
Been about 2.5 hours. And
Yeah.
We'll just stop here for now.
yeah, we can stop here.
So this has been Chicken Police for 2.5 hours. It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting game.
yeah. I would say that. You couldn't hurt to check out more of it later.
All right. Thanks for those who watched.
Yep.
Goodbye for now.